Americans are showing their paychecks, bro, and you're not gonna believe what people are not making.
But to pay somebody like $4 or $5 right over the minimum wage just so that they can be able to say they don't make minimum wage is crazy work in this type of economy. Everybody can't make 6 figures a year. Everybody can't make over 100, 2, 3, 4, 500,000. Making that type of money with these types of jobs. But what I do know is to not be able to make the bare minimum, you ain't seeing no extra money out your check. And matter of fact, the only way that you can even see some of your check is if you don't pay no bills. You would have to live off of somebody else.
If I were to tell you that the United States is a second-rate country, that is LARPing as a first-world country. This is a list of the hours needed to escape poverty living on minimum wage. Yes, there's people that make more than minimum wage. Yes, not everybody makes this, but just look at this and compare it to what kind of life we live here. Japan, you need 11 hours. United Kingdom, 23. France, 26. Going up to the...
Yo, Japan needing 11 hours is crazy. 11 hours and that's it? Isn't that crazy? 11, I mean, yo, let's move to Japan. What? On a minimum wage tip too. I'm surprised there ain't no Spanish countries or like Jamaica's. I guess they're talking I mean, I don't know. I guess you gotta balance the opportunities as well as the living expenses.
Higher tier, you're looking at 44 in Canada, so you might have to work a little bit of overtime every single week. But in the United States, you need 90 hours. 90 hours of minimum wage work just to escape poverty. Mind you, the poverty line is not that high. I think the poverty line is like $30,000 a year, which I don't even see how the poverty line is like that low, because really, I think if you're making anything less than 40 or 50 anywhere in the United States, you can't really afford a one-bedroom apartment. And in some places like where I live in the Bay Area, you're talking about probably needing like $50, $60 an hour just to afford a 2-bedroom place, a 1-bedroom place, comfortably. You cannot tell me that this is the land of the free, that this is the American dream. Because whose dream is it to work 2.5 jobs a week?
Quick question.
Damn. But you gotta also consider the fact that America's a pretty big country. Are we talking like New York, Baltimore? What are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference.
To any Americans, between the ages of 35 to 45, especially if you have kids, but even if you don't, how are we affording things? How are you affording anything? And houses and cars, that's not really what I'm talking, but yeah, that. I mean more how are you affording gas and groceries and healthcare and utilities and all the other 900 subscriptions that are required to live these days? How are you doing that? I'm assuming you all also are not you're not taking any vacations, and you've like us have just cut out the coffee and the Target shopping and the activities for the kids as much as you can. You've taken away. You've gotten rid of pretty much anything fun. You're not having any more fun. Assuming you're also doing that, how are you living? If you have any tips or tricks, just go ahead and drop them in the comments.
I got a tip. Stop having fun. Stop having fun. Why are you having fun? This is not the America of the fun. Land of the fun. I don't know. That is kind of crazy though.
You know what? They keep saying that we're in the age of disclosure, and I think that they're right. But I think we also need to start disclosing something else, on a personal level. I think more people, especially Americans, need to start disclosing how much they are struggling financially. I made a video yesterday talking about how this is my first job that I've been able to land since November of last year. I'm not full-time. That job is not full-time. It is $19 an hour. It is 32 hours a week. My lease renewal, I've got my third notification about my lease renewal. I cannot afford to renew this lease, And I also can't afford to move, because if you move, what do you got to do? Deposit, admin fee, application fee, paying for the moving truck, taking time off of work, all this extra stuff that you have to pay for. I cannot afford to do either one. And a lot of people are in this position right now. A lot of people cannot find a job. And it's not because there's just a natural scarcity when it comes to job. It is a manufactured scarcity. They're not hiring anyone. They're cutting 90% of their workforce and getting the remaining 10% to do the work of the other 90%.
I was going to say, and hiring AI and bots and driveless cars and stuff like that. I did a video not that long ago talking about how AI is just way nicer than humans. Some of y'all got attitude problems out the wazoo every single time y'all answer a phone. Y'all don't know how to control y'all emotions, but AI can. AI can do it. AI will do it for way less money. We are in trouble, guys. We are in trouble. What are you gonna do? What is the American people gonna do when it comes to, like, just living? Just living. Hey, everybody about to be on OnlyFans. Everybody. And guess what? Can't nobody subscribe. I'm about to unsubscribe to like 5 people on OnlyFans right now.
While not increasing their pay. The cost of everything is going up, but everybody keeps reporting record profits. Nobody can afford to pay their workers a livable wage, but everybody has record profits. But you know who does get paid? The shareholders, who do absolutely nothing for the company. This is the state of the economy right now. Like, this is a reality. This is real. And this is where we all are. It's a lot more people that are just too embarrassed to say. You should never be embarrassed about what this system has done to you. Because I'm not.
Shoot, man. I'd be embarrassed. There's a lot of people that's embarrassed when it comes to that. You know why? Because y'all be shaming people. If you broke, just say that. What you mean? Don't be embarrassed. How about we change society? How about we change things like that? Don't tell people not to be embarrassed. Tell people not to shame. How about that? Tell people don't shame people. Talking about don't be embarrassed. What? This guy must not date women. He must, and nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong if you only date men. But if you date women and you talking about share what you make, are you out of your mind? What? Share what I make and don't be embarrassed. Yeah, okay.
Paychecks, it just shows the reality of what people are truly making in these different positions throughout the country. Sometimes you think people make more than they do, and in actuality, they don't. And no matter what, if you're blue collar, white collar, I mean, most people that are working full time can barely get ahead now. You can't just save up for vacations and for savings and to be able to buy assets and to make big plans with the future, because most people really are living paycheck to paycheck. And when you're operating in that cycle, it leaves very little room to be able to do anything else. That's not encouraging. No wonder we're seeing such a rise in, the gig economy, which there's, talk about that not doing so well either. But people need to do all of these side hustles and just trying to get ahead. Let me know your thoughts down below. Share any insights that maybe you...
Man, let me tell you something. This is going to make us stronger. It's going to make some people stronger. It's going to make a lot of people stronger, though. Because, I mean, this is how people should be operating anyways, honestly. Like, I see so many, like, most people... I got a lot of people that, like, friends, I think, that make 6 figures. I mean, but, the ones that I'm talking about, they complain about, like, their living expenses and things they have to pay for, and they make 6 figures. You know what I mean? Some of them make 200, 300, you know what I mean? And the problem is that as soon as they start making a lot of money, they start spending a lot of money. Let's not forget that. I think the economy is switching to certain things based on how people spend their money. The economy thinks y'all got it. They think y'all got it. You know what I mean? They think we got it. We don't got it. I tell people all the time, I don't got it. I'm 100% invested right now. Got all my money, because you know what? Only the shareholders are making money, as my man said. As they should. You know, I ain't gonna say as they should. But here's the thing. Like, do what the rich do, bro. Do what the rich do. Invest your money. That's what I gotta say. You know what I mean? The S&P 500 is free for anybody to invest. You know, you can get on any broker's account and invest in the S&P 500, make 10% a year. Nobody does it. Nobody does it. Nobody does it. I'm just saying.
Gain from the
Oh yeah, and I am not a financial advisor. Please don't take no financial advice from me.
I'm around as a new hire. I am making about $27,000 before taxes.
What's the reason for that? Well, that's crazy.
New hire pay is one price, and then each year it goes up until you max out at like 12 or 13 years, depending on which airline you work for. The company that I'm with hasn't really given a pay raise for a very long time, so we've been in contract negotiations for that.
How do you feel about, going from 70 down to 20?
Depending on the airline that you work for,
Yo, going down from 70 to 20 is crazy.
really determines how much you can work. When I was with another airline, I could work a lot more and make a lot more. With my current airline, I'm hindered by a lot of legalities and stuff, so it kind of hinders me from working as much as I would like to.
I've heard that flight attendants don't get paid until the door closes. Is that right?
Get paid until the door closes and the brake releases. So when we are boarding, we are not being paid. When we sign into work, we are not being paid. When we are sitting in the airports between our flights, we are not being paid. It's not all about the money. Of course, we don't do it for the money. If it would help a lot. But yeah, a lot of people do it for the love of people, the love of traveling, and yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's where you messed up right there. You got a job for the love of people. What? Yo, going from that high of a salary all the way down is crazy work. And I'm not really understanding. Maybe I'm slow. But I'm not really understanding the whole we don't get paid while we're in the air until the door shuts. Don't everybody only get paid until the job is done? Don't everybody only get paid like every week, every 2 weeks, every month, whatever your pay cycle is? Like, what do you mean you're not I don't understand what you mean by that. What do you mean by that? To quote the famous Drewski, our comedian hero, what do you mean by that? I don't understand what that means. Somebody please explain what that means in the comments, because I don't get it. What do you, like, there got to be a flight attendant somewhere that's just like, yo, this is what they mean. Explain it. I need to understand, because I'm lost.
So I just got off work, and I did the calculation today from my job. Let me just cover up my uniform a little bit more. Of how much money I made per hour. Today, I made $15 an hour. I have been with this company for 8 years. I've been flying as a flight attendant for 6 years, and I made $15. Now, mind you, if I lived in the middle of the United States, okay, sure, $15 an hour, fine. I live in Seattle. All of our bases are on the West Coast. $15 an hour. I could go work as a receptionist and work whatever schedule I wanted as a receptionist at a hotel or something and get paid like $23, $24 entry level.
Then why don't you?
All right, y'all. This is the brother here that used to work at Walmart. He said, I left Walmart after 3 months. My checks never had made it past $1,500 bi-week. That's terrible. That's terrible. I'm sorry the brother had to go through that. That's similar. That reminds me when I first moved down to Charlotte, I had got on with Walmart. I had got on with Carvana. Carvana was paying me $1,800 every 2 weeks. I went to my boss and told him I'm about to leave. This ain't no money.
I just got paid, so let's open up my paycheck and see how much it is. This is my
Okay.
second paycheck for my new library job. This one should be a full paycheck for a full 2 weeks.
She looked like a librarian.
The last one was not, so I'm curious to see how much this is. It was supposed to be direct deposit, but there was something like messed up with it. It's a paper check again, going old school. I think my guess is gonna be around maybe like $540, $520. Last check was pretty close to a full check, but I think it was missing 1 or 2 days. It is $549.48. So I was almost correct. $549. That means every 2 weeks I will make $550. So I will make $1,100 a month. That is pretty good for part
Why does she sound happy? What pretty good? What?
time. It's only 18 hours a week, but I have 2 like 30-minute breaks that I'm unpaid for. So I only work 17 hours a week, so that's 34 hours for $550. That's not bad. My hourly wage is $17.57 for anybody that's curious. The minimum wage in Connecticut I think just went up to $16 possibly, or $16.50, so I don't make quite much more than minimum wage. So even though I'm making less money per paycheck at this job than I was my retail job, I'm making more per hour, and also the work is nowhere near as like stressful or busy. Like, this job is so chill that I am absolutely fine only making $1,100 a month at this job. That is amazing for like the work that I'm actually doing. It still shocks me, and I'm still trying to get used to the change of pace. So this is what a normal paycheck is going to be. Hopefully from now on there'll be direct deposit, and I will be back to budget this with you and see how much we can put towards my student loans.
She gotta be like a stay-at-home wife or like live with her parents or something. She just sound so happy to not work a lot and get paid less for it. She that is a woman with gratitude right there. I don't know what she got going on, but she sound happy. Everybody else, look at the stress on everybody. She's like, oh my God, I made 2 cents and I only worked 3 hours. I don't know what's going on with Shorty, but I'm happy for her.
How is everyone affording life? Real question. How are you guys doing it? Because my daycare costs the same as our mortgage, which is just wild to me. And I had a crash out earlier today just about how like really expensive everything really truly is. And I just don't know how you guys are doing it. So I have a corporate 6-figure job. I should be able to afford life. We're not doing anything wrong. Just life is expensive. And I'm the breadwinner in my house.
That's the problem right there. She's the breadwinner. Oh, she about to divorce somebody.
So there's this like constant stress like hanging over my head all the time of you got to make more to provide for your family, especially in this day and age. And it's wild because at the same time I'm stuck in these corporate handcuffs and I am going through burnout. I don't want to continue doing this. I have like the mental load, hanging over my head. I'm trying to be a good mom, let alone like a good wife.
Good wife. Listen how she said it.
Daughter, sister, friend, which I'm failing at all of those things, I feel like.
I like, even before like this is a trend, I do real estate, and and they say in real estate you're supposed to have like, when you're renting something, right, you're supposed to have like a third. It's like the rent is supposed to be a third of what you make. But I've been seeing this way before AI, way before anything. Who the heck? If you're basing things off of a third of rent, you'll never rent your property. You'll never rent your property. If you base it on what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to grade it, no one's making that. No one. I mean, I don't know. I'm talking about Baltimore. That's the thing we gotta remember too in America. Like, I remember like I got Jamaican family. They'll hit me up from Jamaica, be like, how much can you make in America for this? Or how much is a house in this? Like, bro, it depends on what part of America you're talking about. America is a big place. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, even if you're thinking about like New York, Cali, Baltimore, like places that where people like, cause if the cost of living is low, then you probably don't make a lot. And if you make a lot, if a lot of people make a lot, then the cost of living is probably high. So no matter what, you're always in that situation. And that's how it's been since forever, since I've been an adult, since I had to worry about bills, So I don't know why people all of a sudden now are surprised. I think that everybody is just coming out and talking about it now. It's starting to be too much at this point, and everybody shares everything. I mean, like I remember when I was boxing right out of high school, and the way I grew up never telling how much you make or telling people what your rent is and stuff like that. And this young kid, what I mean, he's still an adult but young, came to me asking me how much I pay for rent. Like, what? None of your business, nosy. I mean, like, geez. But this is like, this is old school versus new school. This is, the mindset. Everybody's sharing everything. I mean, in real estate, you people talk about numbers all the time, but not when it came to personal life, not when it came to stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing people are sharing the information or if it's a bad thing. But like the brother said, he was like, "Oh, we need to normalize people telling." I'm telling you, man. I'm pretty sure. No offense. Like, it's not. I don't care what you do, but I'm pretty sure he's gay because somebody who dates women knows that you don't go around telling people and not being ashamed. Guys, let me know what you think, yo. Comment below, like, share, subscribe, share with somebody that you know what I mean? I don't know. Share with somebody that you know is struggling, or share with somebody that you trying to ask questions, where you trying to be nosy. Be like, yo, how much you make? Here's a video. You know what I mean? Just share. I appreciate it. And then, yeah. If you know I do stand-up comedy, we got a Baltimore Comedy Festival show coming up September 6th. If y'all want to come through, come through. I'm supposed to be in Florida, Fort Lauderdale Improv coming up soon with Jordan Fisher. Yeah. Should be good. Anyways, bye.